Okay, all the cars are put away. I've got my parts over here cut to make the bracket that I was talking about. I'll show you, I'll walk you through it. I wanted to take a minute and acknowledge a comment, and I super appreciate it. The other day when I was spraying the water, there was a comment given, and it was super awesome about the dual plane manifold and how it fed these two cylinders and those two outer cylinders, and how that I have they run primarily on the two barrels, or the two jets in the front, and how one side is clogged. And if I was to actually look at the intake manifold, one side is going to feed what we just talked about, and one side is going to feed the other, and you could identify it. I did not clean the carburetor yet. I backed it in here, and it was running okay. And anyways, the ethanol gas, that's what I had talked about, but I never finished and showed. I goofed around with the spark plugs. I goofed around with pouring some water. I did not try the rag over the exhaust carburetor trick, or I did not try to put my hand over it. I thought about it, and then I just got busy. And then when I watched the video myself after Mary edited it, I'm like, man, that's some fabulous stuff. So I super appreciate the comments and the learning that's coming back and forth, and diagnosing these old engines and keeping them going, and the problem with modern fuels. So appreciate it very much. Now let's talk about this. This is going to introduce comments as well, what I'm doing. Oh, let me show you that oil. So that 48 Ford was parked there for a few days while I was at work, and apparently we have a rear pinion seal. So I'm going to do some stuff, hopefully in this video, but for sure next. This is going to a show, an antique steam and tractor show. I'm going to try to do that, take it the way it is. It's a work in progress. I'm going to put it there on display. The reason is you remember there was some wood that I got last year from the Sawmill that was there for the bed. This year the wood is over here. It's over here, and it's been stored for a year, drying, curing. This is the wood. This was fir that was cut. Here, I even put a note on it. 8/2/25. I paid $100 for that stack of wood. It was donation, and that's what I felt was. He was surprised and impressed, and whatever. They're 8 inches wide by 2 inches. They have a planer over there. So hopefully in the next little while I'll cut down what I need, but not quite the full length of the bed. And they'll take over the stuff, and maybe they'll run it through their antique planer. And then I could eventually, when the truck is painted, put it in there. Great. So you'll see that coming up in the next video or two, however it plays out. So I will most likely not drive it over there. I don't have the exhaust and stuff. I'll just put it on my trailer, take it over there. I probably could drive it. It's not that far, but it's far enough that I will probably just trailer it. So what did I come up with? Now, you guys recall the radius rods that I was talking about, and how these were going to be the solution. Okay, the threading wasn't right, whatever. So now this is what I've come up with. You guys have seen it. Hopefully you saw it. I'm not sure how the videos play out. I made my patterns. I was able to cut most of this out on an iron worker. Some of it had to be ground cut with a grinder. It took time. I did it during the week. I work at a place that's pretty flexible with some of their tools, and I was able to get it done during the week. So that was super awesome. Now I'm ready to tack this in. I've been under the car. I've placed it. This is the driver's side one. I've made some marks. So we're going to set up and do a little tack, 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 tack. I've got some washers in there just to verify that when if it tries to narrow up on me, I got room. And then this piece is a little cap that will go right here. This is obviously upside down. I could bolt this to the frame, but I'm going to go ahead and weld it to the frame, because that's what I'm going to do. We got Chili again today, and she's growing quite large. She's probably 7 months old now, and Rolly's probably 7 years old. Aren't you, Rolly? She's always barking at you. Anyway, so let me go ahead and get set up for that. I'll tack it together. I'll bring the camera under, show you what I'm doing, and then I'm probably just going to be a weld show. I'm going to move on with that. And then what that radius arm does, in case you're not familiar, if you are, please throw an interjection in there. You'll see right there's the rod. And originally in the Mustang 2, you can see both of them, they had a rubber bushing, and all it did was push against a kickback. So when the wheel went into a pothole or hit something, it kept it from doing this. My job, my tool here will accomplish that. When this is in position, it'll go on the end of that rod. I have the option of welding that rod to there, But if it's just on there and if there's any sort of backward movement, it's going to be such a close tolerance that it will, if it rattles or something, I'll weld it. But I ground those, they're a pretty firm fit. The ideal way would have been, of course, to get some that were US made, but they only let you get these in metric. Those were standard. If I'd had a metric front end, it would have been threaded right on, but didn't work out for me. Okay, glass. Glass again is supposed to be coming. You'll see it. I'm frustrated because I wanted to be driving the car sometime in August, which is probably about the time you guys see these videos. We'll be really close to August. There is another show. I hope you guys enjoyed the last shows. I'm thinking of taking that one. If I get it ready, it's probably 20 miles from here. I'm going to drive it to the show. If it don't work out, then old Ratty, he hasn't been to any shows ever, and I'll take him instead, but I'd like to take this one. All right, let me set up the welder and get going. Like always, when you're welding this, ideally it would be in a fixture, but this is kind of an eyeball method. I've got the center line, I've got my stop lines. I'm just going to even it out. I have some forgiveness when I go to put it on the frame. I think it's going to work out fine. So let me tack it together here. I really thought that would work. I really thought that would work. Right, Chili? I thought that would work. I know. I know. We'll do some goofing around in a little bit. Do I commit myself to a full weld? No. Come on, it ain't my first day. It's pretty good. Not bad for a backyard job. So let me go underneath there and show you what I'm doing, or maybe I'll just show you the finished product. Anyways, that's going to go up on the frame rail. You know what? I might be able to hang it. It's hard to get under there with the camera, so let me hang that under there, and then I'll show you on film what it looks like, and then I can hear some feedback. I don't know. I'm stuck. I mean, I'm really stuck. I cannot get that rubber anywhere. Yeah, I've tried all the places you're going to suggest. So if you're interested, go ahead and look for a 1978 strut rod bushing kit, and good luck. You know, if you find them, great, send me a link, because I don't care anymore. Since I've already ground the threading off my rods, I'd have to get new rods anyway. So this is what I'm doing. It's called hot rod, and we're gonna hot rod. Okay. Can't see. Stand by. Let me crawl under here and show you how I got this clamped up. Checking my fitment. There we go. It's hard to film under a car if you guys aren't aware. So this is what I got. It's a radius rod. It's a horrible view for you, sorry. What it did, well, again, we turn you upside down, is this is even with the frame. This is now parallel. The wheels under load on these ramps. Is it actions? It has this pivot location here that will do its magic. I thought about welding this, but if I don't, then it can have some action in there. It'll have a little bit of movement in between the movement of the heim joint. When I bolt this on, I'll take the washers out, and then it has a little bit of movement. Between all those, I guess that's what I'm doing. But really it's designed to keep the wheel from kicking back. So hopefully it'll do that. So I'm satisfied with the setup. I'm gonna go ahead and take it off, weld it all, and then I'm just gonna weld a little on the frame on both sides, and it's permanently part of the structure. It is what it is. The frame's already been welded together, pieced together by the previous owners. The rear axle, the cross member, all of that has been, it's, you know, the entire front end was manufactured with some blocks. Not even, I mean, yes, it's Mustang too, but it's like they couldn't even use the original location. So this has all been created. It's an interesting it's an interesting thing. So you get the beauty on the outside and the ugliness underneath. So let me keep moving forward. I'll take it off, weld it. I'll just do the other one, install it, and with a little bit of paint and an attitude of you can't see it from my house, she'll be ready to roll. All right, welding's done. I went to the hardware store. This was just a bolt I had here. Obviously, I got the right length, grade 8 hardware, grade 8 nuts. I got this nuts for the shocks that were missing the other day on the video. For that one, I need to install it still. Both of them needed nuts. And I haven't put it on. I'm going to paint this, but I'll show you how it turned out. That's the bolt is a little bit long, but it should have plenty of thread engagement. It's fine thread, 1/2 by 20. They had one that was a little bit shorter, and I was like, This way it's got a little, if it gets loose, I got a little bit of a notice. Anyways, not a big deal. I'm going to paint all that before I put it on. That's the finished product. I haven't even ground any of the welds or nothing. I just finished a little bit ago. Took a 5-minute breather. And I think the next thing we'll do is, like I say, dig out the wood, move that stuff. So I'll get back with you. Hi, Mary. Welcome back to our channel.
Oh.
we were just
here the whole time.
We were just trying to sweep this up with a little cat litter, and that dog is trying to eat the cat litter and eat the broom. We got Johnny over here. We got the whole gang together. John, what did you find with the wood? That it sat here for a year and all the straps are loose?
Just a little.
So let's pop those off of there and lay this out. We're going to do the wood.
And why are the straps loose now, Darian?
I would assume the moisture left the wood as it was supposed to while it sat here for a year. But hey, don't ask me. I ain't no scientist.
Evaporation.
I ain't no woodologist.
I'm not a woodologist. But I'll get 3 straps back out of this deal.
Well, we could watch paint dry, or we could watch the smoky sky from forest fires.
So 48 Ford. There's some video on it while John's unstrapping that. Let's take a walkabout, Mary.
Woo! Walkabout. Get out of the way, Chili, please.
Let's assume you've gone this far in the video and you've never watched any of our channels. If you've never done that, this is a 1948 Ford F1 that us, put a flathead motor in. It had a 6-cylinder that was bad. This came from a storage unit in 1992 or 3 that had been in there for 15 years probably. My little brother had got this. Somebody he knew was cleaning out the storage unit. He had got it run. He actually got the 6-cylinder to run, him and my dad. And then he was killed in a car wreck in 1994. And so then the truck had sat and sat. My parents ended up selling their house, moving through just a circle of life. And anyways, I took it on. I took it on in 1995 or 6 or 7.
30 years ago.
30 years ago. And I have moved it to 5 or 6 places that I've lived, raised a family. You've never really seen it run until we started working on it last year.
No, but we did climb all over it in the rat's nests in deep storage in your old shop.
Yeah.
We thought it was a great time.
It's, as for years, has just been literally... Anyways, so that being said, last year we did a bunch of stuff. I found some flathead motors. We put them together. We did some springs. We did all the brakes. It runs and drives. Some of the wiring is new. I think I got all the turn signals, headlights, everything going.
What about your honker?
What do we got here up front? We got the chin doodad to put on. We got the bottom plate. We got to modify the radiator slightly because the Chinese aluminum radiator and the original copper are not the same. And this bumper I cut off a parts truck years ago we had, and I just got to get rid of the rivets and it should go on. And then this whole thing needs to be painted because that's what we're going to actually do with this one. And the wood. Let's talk about the wood that John's digging out. So I'm getting this ready to take it to this show. And
I'll link last year's video so you can see the clip of them getting that wood.
Yes, and I'm not much of a show guy.
You're not a show pony?
Look, it's still leaking. Awesome.
Lovely.
Anyway, so this truck will probably go on my car trailer next week, and it'll go to the show, and I'm just going to have some of the wood kind of like displayed. It's a work in progress. It's an antique style show. It has
a whip.
It has old trucks, cars.
Your whip is
whatever.
a whip.
Yeah, whatever. And that being said, that's what we're doing with it today. We're going to get some of the wood out. They had an old-timey planer there. If the planer runs, then we can... That dog.
She's going after oil.
If the planer runs, we'll run the wood through it. If not, then I got a hand planer I ordered some blades for, and we're going to do it in the backyard. We're going to make our own wood floor. I've scavenged enough of these parts and pieces for the thing that I think I can make a whole set. Is it original? No. Are you going to fix all that rust? No.
It's underneath. Doesn't matter. It's on solid foundations.
Yeah, no, I did some work on that and stuff last year. Again, there was a build season, whatever. What do you call them? Videos? Series?
Is that the word you were
Who
looking
knows? You know, I just work on what I feel like.
There's a playlist of anything that
Anyways.
involves this truck.
Anyways, so that's all said and done. I'm going to do like a backyard restoration to it. Then, oh, he's carrying the wood by himself. I should help.
Oh, he's so big and strong.
He is my only son, and everything that I own that's mechanical is probably going to go to him. You
What the heck?
can have all the money. So
I'm way more sentimental about
which one
things.
do you want?
What do you mean?
Which
vehicle?
Which one you want?
Well, you kind of already gave this one to John, so I think I'll take the rat rod. I remember working on that one with you.
You can have it. There. Is that settled?
Spider on this piece of wood somewhere.
What's the
Ooh, eat
spider's
it.
name?
Henry,
Anyways, this is fir wood that we cut on. That they
get
cut
out of
on
the way
mi-
so they can see.
That they cut on the mill last year. That was run by a steam donkey. It was pretty
Donkey.
neat. Anyways, I bought the wood off the guy. He gave me more than I need.
Oh, there's
and,
a spider.
and it's 2 inches thick by 8 inches
Oh
wide.
yeah,
So
a
that
friend.
being said, let's get some of the wood out here, and then I guess we'll run a saw a little bit and kind of like lay it out and give you what the look is. It's kind of hacky and hokey, but that's the way we operate here at Just Enough Garage. That's just leftovers, John.
You can use them to gnaw on.
Delicious.
Imagine a popsicle that would be the size of the popsicle stick. Somebody has to be held because she attacks anything power tool. And it would attack her back.
So we've got to make a little oop-de-doop right here because of this little fender well.
Here's the other side one, so you know what he's doing.
So rusty, a guy could just cut it right out, huh?
Yeah, could. Make life easier, but you know.
So this is what it's going to be. This is, like I say, this is way too thick. This was not engineered for such thick wood. So we have the option of coming back and just ramping that if I can't get it planed, and then we just hand plane it. So I'm on the fence about cutting all these before they go through the planer. But I wanted to try one, see what it looked like. I like it.
Picasso.
I think it's dumb enough. And we could put some on the side too. You know, I think we got plenty of wood. How many of these pieces do I need, John? 8 inches wide divided by 4 feet?
I don't know.
Like 6.5, 7? You don't know. All right.
I didn't want to do the math.
Well, let's work on this and see what we come up with. Maybe I will just cut them because they're going to split if they're going to split. They've sat for a year. They shouldn't split anymore. All right, let's do that. Let's just fill it all in and show the folks. So we got 2 pieces cut. Johnny and I are looking at this, and it's time you put that piece kind of in there. The time we run our little planer, I don't even know if you could tell. I mean, it's what, a couple fingernails. So that's set up pretty good to have that cap. I mean, so what if there's a little bit of a? It's a truck you're not even going to use, you know. And for some reason, all of our pieces are short. We don't. I mean, you guys remember we got those out of that parts truck, but those were all we could find. So I don't even think we have enough here yet. But we're cutting the wood. We're going to fit in this side. We're going to fit in this side. The wood's just going to set in here until we get the truck all painted and stuff. So don't freak out about the bottom. We're going to take care of that when we do the body work and the paint on it. We're just taking it to the show, and we threw the wood in here. And then the wood will probably come back out and go in the shop so it doesn't get twisted in the sun and all that. But just for the show, it's... The guy kind of said to me, he says, hey, Darian, he says, I'll sell you this wood. Could you bring the truck next year for the show? It'd be cool. And I said, if I'm ready. Well, this is me getting ready. So we're just going to get it ready and kind of show it as a display parts put together piece. I'd like to fix this before we take it over. And I have a piece of metal there. So there's a few things I'm still working on. But I might not make it all, you know? I'm a busy guy. We'll just give you the end result here. This is how you woodwork, John. You don't go in the back and you get the wood chisels that you own. You just grab a screwdriver and pry it out of there. See? Problem solved. That's how they did it in the old days.
Without the flathead.
Real world craftsman. Real world craftsman.
Huh?
See, and you can just put it right here when you're done. See? It's like perfect.
Yeah, you also want to use a sand hammer.
And, well, yeah, it doesn't hurt the screwdriver, but, and it gets your finger sticky, so it's easy to hold on to the,
Ow.
all the stuff that's coming out of these wood. Whoa, see, if that was a steel hammer, it would have hurt your toes. You don't get that on you, because then you'll get it all over.
I'm just poking at it.
This is where we're at, Johnny, and the audience.
The backyard.
You gonna stand in the way?
Yes, that was my goal.
So we get these put in here. Obviously, we need to do some planing and stuff.
Some cleanup work.
So when somebody uses the term, this is just the rough draft, or this is rough cut, this is it. This is what they mean. You just take your rough cut wood, drop it in there. Why is it not dropping in there? Oh, do we gotta cut it again?
That's close enough.
Your cut was pretty warbly.
Right here.
Or was it like getting hung up?
All right, John's got this theory that, well, we're in a bind. We have
We're not
enough,
that behind though.
We have enough of these, but they're the wrong length. So I need like another couple to like extend these. And his theory, I don't like it. I would rather, these are 8 inches. If I cut them all down to 7, I have one more board. So then I'd have 7 boards at 7 inches, and that's 49, which is, this thing is just under 49. And it would all work out, and we'd have enough gap. John's theory is, if we spread all these over, just enough so that this thing will cover it, that we can stretch the boards out. I don't know that I'm in love with that, because we don't technically have enough, even though that's probably the way it was supposed to work, like that, you think? No.
That's exactly how it's supposed to work.
That's supposed to, like, that much of a gap?
Well, you're supposed to have it just a little bit closer, but also
For the wood to swell and shrink.
Well, that seems like a huge, I just never thought they were that big of a gap.
yeah, about there.
I don't know, man. So your theory is, if that was it, then this would, you know, obviously the front screw
Yeah, I only.
Yeah, your theory's not bad. I still don't have enough of these though.
Yeah.
Do I? With that one piece there, I don't do the outsides. Would that one piece be enough?
Well, you're not supposed to do the outside, so. No, I don't think so, because that one's also particularly short.
Huh. Well, that's probably why it's going to the show not done. So are you telling me I have to go find another 48 Ford truck to take apart just for a few of those pieces?
Darian, you'd make a terrible showgirl. You're not prepared at all.
What crazy things come out of your head?
I don't know. My
Anyways.
mouth says them before my brain thinks them.
Anyways, this video is losing its issue. This is
Losing
what
the
we're
plot.
doing. We'll work on this. Thanks for watching. We got some things done on the Oldsmobile. We got some things done on this flathead Ford. We're going to take it to a show. You'll probably see that coming up. I don't know. The show's not for another week or so, so there might be another video in between. Either way, thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys next week, and you can see our continuing ongoing disasters. So, John, let's talk about the problems with having a 48 Ford at the tractor show. Here's the problems. We collect more items, and they go inside the back of said truck, so we don't have to carry them a mile to the parking lot.